course, ambition and achievement is a big part of my personality, my disposition, and my philosophy. And for a very long time, in accordance with societal conventions, I actively suppressed that. And especially in Australia, we're so used to the tall poppy syndrome. Don't be too much. Don't strive for too much. Don't go too far ahead. Stay where you are. And that was suffocating for me for a very long time. That was suffocating. But I've always been that person who I would lock and load myself on a target, and I would do everything that I can to achieve it, no matter how long it takes. And again, people around me would say, don't move too fast, just be happy with where you are. I'd keep on getting this consolidation. And then I went through the process of really identifying, who it is that I am, what it is that I am so naturally and authentically here to do. And that is to be all of who I am, which is, of course, ambitious, which is a really big part of it. And I am addicted to achievement. I will constantly be striving for the next thing and the next thing, because that is how I will edge towards my own potential. There are no limits as to what we can actually do. And of course, I want my community to experience the same. If they have this drive, I want them to know that it's more than okay to keep on being in the pursuit of your goals. You don't have to listen to people who say, just stop, just play small, you don't have to do this, don't think too big, none of that. And there is more than enough success to go around, which is why I want to see every single one of my clients and members in the community win.
That's awesome. So, Elinor, you also have a Master of Construction Management and Bachelor of Environment from University of Melbourne. Talk us through your background and your journey as a woman entrepreneurs and mentors as well.
I do have conventional academic qualifications, but as you know, in the real world, that counts for not much. It may account for 5% of the success. But when we look at the business world, when we look at the development that we actually have to do in order to become more, to achieve more, that all comes with taking our own development, our own future in our own hands, and not relying on the academic system, because it is outdated for a reason. It is churning out a high level of professionals. It's causing an oversupply in the market. A degree doesn't have the same weight that it used to once upon a time. And maybe it is because of people realizing that the corporate world has too much competition. People are looking to entrepreneurship as an alternative path. And you commonly hear people say, well, entrepreneurship isn't for everyone. Well, not enough people are saying having a corporate career isn't actually for everyone. Not everyone fits into that box. And if you have an idea, it is your duty to deliver that value to the world. So going back across my journey, yes, I finished my degrees and I entered the corporate world. And for many years, I did have a successful career on many fronts. But I got to a point in time in my own career where I felt so lost. I felt so fundamentally dissatisfied and unfulfilled with where I was, because the thinking that got me to where I wasn't the same thinking that would get me to where I want to go. And I looked and said, this can't be it. Everything that I've worked towards, everything that I've hustled towards, this cannot be it. And I projected that out for the next 40 years and it scared me. It wasn't enough for me. But at the same time, I always had this itch. I had this inkling. I had this pull towards delivering something greater than myself. So I actually spent a long time undertaking an introspection with myself. I would journal and I would ask myself then difficult questions, what it is that I wanted. What was it that I wanted out of this concept, this vehicle called a career? I was career orientated, but it wasn't going to be a career by any conventional standards.
Your podcast journey starts here. Take the first step on your side. Hustle with us. It starts with a great domain. Get your podcast web host with Beard and Coffee at www.beardandcoffee.com.au or find us at Facebook.
And through that process of having an introspection and asking myself deep and meaningful questions, and ones that really challenged my philosophy and worldview, I came up with a vision for myself. And when you have a vision, the universe will bring around people and opportunities that you need in order to make that happen. So a few months before that, I came up with the notion, the construction coach. I still didn't know what it would look like back then. But at the same time, I also met my mentor, my now and then, of course, mentor, Ron Malhotra, and I set upon the thought leadership path of entrepreneurship. You can be a traditional entrepreneur, you can be a traditional employee, or you can be a thought leader, which is different in that a thought leader, you're at the center of the world. It is your message. It is what you stand for. And then you build your brand and you express all of who you are. And then you build brand assets and businesses that are an extension of that, because what you have to say fundamentally matters. So if it wasn't for mentoring, I can't say I would be where I am today in such a short period of time.
A Kangaroo Fern production.